Historically, the First Nation of this territory relied heavily on the waterways for their means of transportation. Canoe carving was essential to their everyday life. Mark Point, respected canoe carver, keeps the tradition alive.
Okay, we're up in the Coquitlam watershed right now, and this certainly is a beautiful environment. It's absolutely fabulous up here. And so I'm going to take a walk down the road, and I see a log in the bush. I'm going to just go up into the bush and have a look at it. These trees that we look at are all red cedar, and they're giant trees that we like to use because the bigger the tree, the less sapwood and less patching that we have to do on the canoe. So we like to get a canoe as clear as possible with least amount of branches on the part that we're going to carve on. And but it's really difficult to get that kind of wood because there's very little trees that big anymore. We like to have a canoe that's, when it's laying on the ground, it's almost like this high, which is about 5 feet. Okay, as you can see, we got this tree that we come off the bank to see is an excellent red cedar, and I think I'm standing on the ground right next to it. And I think we got a tree that's a fairly good size here. I would estimate it's well over 4 feet here at the bottom. And I did take a look at the top, and I think we got close to 70 feet full length. And it's going to make an excellent canoe. This specific tree has been down for a while, so it's a bit drier than a standing tree. If a standing tree is cut down, it's usually going to have to be dried out for 6 to 8 months before we could even cut on it. It happens to be a tree that was knocked over by the wind and had been sitting on the ground for about 5 years. So it was drier and allowed us to be able to work it right away. So we were happy with the wood that we got.
Is that a keeper up there?
Yeah, it's a keeper.
We have a fire going here on site because as canoe builders, we feel that it's been a sacred gift that we have, that the ability to take and work with cedar and staloculture is very sacred to us because most of our buildings and our utensils, our clothing are all made from red cedar.
Next week on Bear Tracks, Mark Point will begin carving this red cedar log into a Stalo traditional canoe.